Another hot issue in 2018. Here on the home front, politicians will debate immigration reform. How can Americans remain safe from terrorism, drugs, and criminals who want to do harm to the nation? Muslim immigrants, one from Uzbekistan, another from Bangladesh, were responsible for separate attacks in New York City in 2017. In the aftermath of those terror incidents, security will likely be tightened. And President Trump says he wants to do away with the immigration lottery and do a better job of vetting immigrants. American Christians have struggled with immigration for a long time now. Gone are those massive waves of people that we saw flowing from Turkey and into Western Europe back in 2015. But how should we respond? Yes, we want to protect our nation, but at the same time, Christ calls us to be good Samaritans by reaching out to strangers, the lost and hurting, the tired, the poor, huddled masses yearning to be free. Last summer, I traveled to Greece, where I found Christians there viewing immigrants through the eyes of Christ. Instead of rejecting them and treating them with disdain, they embraced them and changed their lives. I'm standing on Mars Hill. This is the very spot where the Apostle Paul first introduced the Athenians to the gospel message. He talked to them about their unknown God and then introduced them to the one true God. 2,000 years later, evangelists are still preaching the gospel here, but instead of traveling long distances like they did during the time of Paul, those they're hoping to reach are coming to them. They're coming by the tens of thousands. Refugees and migrants fleeing war and hardship in their home countries, seeking refuge and a more promising future. Greece is their first stop in Europe.
I came to Greece with no purpose in mind. Not for money, not for wealth. I just want to forget what happened to my children. I want to live in a safe place and forget my children.
In 2015, a sniper in the Syrian civil war killed Amal's husband. A week later, while still grieving his death, she traveled to see her sister.
I left my sons at home and went to visit my sister, who lives 7 hours away. Her husband had just passed away. I went to comfort her. ISIS members came in the house at night while my sons were sleeping and slaughtered them.
Traumatized, Amal left the hurt and heartache of Syria behind. She made her way to Turkey and then Greece. Alone in a strange land, Amal, which means hope in Arabic, soon lost hope.
I have no one to talk to. I feel like my head is going to explode. I cannot sleep if I do not take a sleeping aid. I'm not used to being alone. I'm used to having my sons around me.
Around that same time, other refugees found a caring family at the Apostolic Evangelical Church of Thessaloniki.
We saw that need coming to our door, coming to our city, and we had to react.
As a part of that outreach, a volunteer named Katie approached Amal.
I sat down next to her and I hung her and I said, "It's okay to pray with you in God?" And she said, "It's okay."
When Katie saw me, she hugged me and helped me. She took me to church where I showered and she gave me clothes. When I visited the church on Friday, I felt so comfortable and I slept that night without taking a sleeping pill. I was so happy. I loved the program. Everything I heard was so true. It's all in the Bible. It was a happy day for me.
Afterward, Amal underwent an operation to remove a spot on her liver. She then told CBN News how the experience grew her faith.
It's true that my children were taken away, but God stood by me when I needed Him during the surgery. After surgery, my connection with God became stronger because I got to the church more often and I could trust God. This is the only thing that matters.
As a result, Amal made a big decision, then demonstrated her commitment to Christ.
I was baptized because I trust God so much.
The United Nations placed Amal in an apartment along with a Muslim family. Although she would prefer to share housing with a Christian widow like herself, Amal told us she wants God to use her where she is.
I want to show God's love to others here and be an example to people. I'm praying that I'll forget my pain and experience a new, healthy life full of joy.
And after visiting regularly with Amal, her new friend Katie is optimistic for the future.
Amal means hope. And I think nothing is by chance. Yes, I think there is hope for hope. There is hope for Amal.